All right, we have got to break this down because it is crazy. So in every political movement or ideological crusade, you will inevitably create true believers. True believers are people whose convictions run so deeply, they're willing to push the agenda even beyond its original boundaries, often to extremes that even the movement's founders would find a little bit uncomfortable. And let me introduce you to Georgia Republican State Senator Colton Moore. This is his mugshot that was taken today because he is so far gone. He is so ultra MAGA that he decided to try to interrupt Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia's address to the state. Governor Brian Kemp is addressing his state in the Capitol, and this dude tried to show up despite being banned. I'll explain why in a second, and it resulted in him being carried away in handcuffs. Let me skip later in this video. He has walked out in handcuffs. This is what MAGA does to your brain, folks. It literally gets you arrested if you take it too far. Now, before we jump into the full video, which I have, of him getting knocked to the ground, of him just getting basically his ass beat, I want to lay the groundwork because it's important. So this starts a few months back in March of 2024. Wow, almost a year back now, damn. Georgia state senator banned from House floor after comments about late speaker.
Today at the state capitol, a state senator banned from ever setting foot on the House floor.
The almost unprecedented move came after Senator Colton Moore made disparaging comments about late House Speaker David Ralston.
Fox 5's Brittany Edney is at the live desk, and Brittany, it was a clearly explosive session. What led up to Moore's banishment?
Yeah, Courtney, well, on a day meant to honor the late House Speaker, State Senator Colton Moore made controversial remarks, a move that was met with a quick and rare response from Georgia House leaders. As the Georgia Senate considered a resolution to name a building at the University of North Georgia in memory of the late House Speaker David Ralston, State Senator Colton Moore stirred up a political dust storm.
This body is about to perpetually memorialize, in my opinion, one of the most corrupt Georgia leaders we'll ever see in our lifetimes.
This was right after the dude passed away. I mean,
Moore blasted Ralston's work as a lawyer and urged senators not to approve the name change.
We got decorum, rules here in this chamber.
We've got decorum rules unless you're ultra MAGA. So again, this started with a Georgia state senator being banned from ever stepping foot in the Georgia House again. Let's go back to this original article. This is from today. Georgia State Senator Colton Moore was arrested and transported to the Fulton County Jail. It resulted in this photo, for trying to enter the House chamber to hear Governor Brian Kemp's state address after being banned from the area last year. Now, to make matters even worse, he said, "This has gone too far. I have an obligation to be in this room." He then blamed the interaction on his continued crusade against District Attorney Fani Willis, who presided over Trump's election interference case. His team said, quote, "Senator Colton Moore, who exposed and defeated corrupt District Attorney Fani Willis last year, has been arrested by the anti-Trump Speaker of the Georgia House." Look at how they all use this MAGA, this Trumpian political framing to make it seem like they're being persecuted after they're just being held accountable. You'll see throughout this video, this dude is simply being held accountable. I'm going to shut up and let it play, but just know that this dude's playing victim and using Trumpian type rhetoric to try to get out of it.
You don't have to be in the way. You're breaking the law too.
Does he not look a little bit drunk in this? I don't think he's drunk. I think he's just dumb.
Stop. That's it.
Party of law and order, by the way. He was told, not even told, he was pushed away repeatedly, and he still tries. What a true patriot. Obviously sarcastic.
Stop. That's it. Come on, it's gone too far.
It has gone too far. I have an obligation to be in that room. I represent 200,000 people in Northwest Georgia who duly elected me to be here today. And you're hindering that. Unconstitutional.
Please choose better senators and representatives, Georgia, because damn.
You have no respect for the Constitution.
I need you to step away.
Complete disrespect to the Constitution.
I need you to step away from the door now.
Again, this is a MAGA Trump loyalist saying that these cops have no respect for the Constitution, despite also saying he's the party of law and order. Dude, you are supporting the guy who tried to disrupt the peaceful transfer of power and subvert the Constitution in 100 different ways. Maybe not 100, but I can list 10 different ways that Trump tried to get around the election results. He tried to get around the Electoral Count Act. He also said certain articles of the Constitution may need to be terminated because of election fraud. So spare me the Constitution BS. Kamala Harris is the one who certified the election results, despite her certifying her own loss, because she cares about the Constitution. We care about the rule of law.
You step over here. Okay. I don't want to go down this road with you, but I need you to step over here. Yes, sir.
I have a constitutional
I
obligation.
understand what you're
to be
saying,
there,
sir. Okay. I understand what you're saying. This has gone too far, so we need to stop it. Okay?
So you're preventing me from entering.
The doorkeeper said you were not allowed in, sir.
Sir, the doorkeeper has no authority.
Sir,
As a senator of a joint session, I have more authority than this doorkeeper of the House.
you're causing disturbance. You're going to
Sir,
that.
I'm not causing disturbance.
Least entitled MAGA person.
I need to be let in.
You're not going in.
You're free to stand out here and hang out. I'm not going to give you any issue if you try to push from the people. You're going to have an issue.
Gentlemen, I'm allowed in. Let me in.
Dude, you're clearly not getting in. What does he think is going to happen right here? They're all of a sudden going to be like, oh, you know, the president-elect just called and you're allowed in now. What the...
You want to have arrest. Okay?
Now he's trying to turn himself into a martyr.
Back up, please. Not stop. Can you back up, please?
Go ahead. We have a concern about zone 2.
Okay, so I'm going to let the video play, but I'm going to mute it for a second so I can just point out that the way this dude is playing this, he's trying to act like a martyr the same way that Trump tries to act like a martyr. So he's clearly trying to draw parallels between his own arrest and Trump's legal battles, but what he's doing is trying to not be held accountable for his own actions. And it kind of just reminds me of like the Republican Civil War that we just saw between Steve Bannon and Elon Musk. Obviously, this is a smaller version of this, but what did I say at the beginning of the video? Every movement inevitably produces true believers. Now, I know that Trump knew the 2020 election was not rigged. Every single person around him, from Mike Pence to his whole team of lawyers, everybody, even Bill Barr, said, hey, dude, the election's not stolen. And what Trump did is he outsourced to Rudy Giuliani and fired his previous lawyers. This dude knows that he's BSing. But this dude either is a true believer and really thinks Fani Willis belongs to be in jail, or he's trying to turn himself into a martyr. But it does remind me of the Civil War, because what happens when you create such a rabid fan base? They go so far right that they do stuff like this. It's just performative and makes a mockery of our politics after he already said disgusting things about a late Georgia senator. How is this guy even still a part of the Georgia legislature, number one? But number two, as we see more pro-Trump officials escalate their rhetoric and actions, the stakes for institutional integrity grow, in my opinion, because the question becomes whether other Republican leaders like Kemp can stand up, can navigate the balance, or whether the party will continue to fracture along the extremists versus the extremists basically took over the party. But even this dude is just like, he's so far gone that the other Republicans in the state, like the one dude that was talking to him, he's like, I get what you're saying, but you just can't be doing this. So is there going to be a day where people like Moore are allowed back on the floor? That rhymed. Because MAGA has gone so extreme that they accept stuff like this? We'll see. Drop a like, subscribe to help boost the video, share this video around. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.